make for good TV, you reckon?
Yeah, like a pro. You watch him do it. First go. The joys of through axle. Yep, there you go.
Quite an easy warm up, and then we'll take a lactate reading at the end of that 15 minutes just to see where your baseline is and make sure that it's come down. And then from there, we're going to use 4-minute intervals. And every 4 minutes, we're going up 10% of your FTP. So we start at 120, then 150, 180, 210, etc. And we'll keep going. And we've got two choices. We can stop when we get to your second threshold, so like your lactate threshold, because then we've got all the data that we need. Or if you want to test yourself and see what you've got, you can keep going until you max out. So that's up to you.
Yep. I think we'll go all the way.
Yeah. I thought that would be the case. So at the moment, like with those 4-minute intervals, what we'll do at about 3 minutes in, we'll take lactate reading. So what we'll do is we'll prick your ear, take that lactate reading from there. Then you've got a minute to let that power, and then we will up the power 30 watts every 4 minutes. You can't go anymore basically. So. There we go. It was one for the first one. So as you can imagine, it's a little bit more difficult as you start riding faster.
Yeah, and sweatier.
You're under 0.5 millimoles, which means that you're doing nothing.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, all good. Alright, start pedaling, 15 minutes. One, 270. So that was a 1.5 millimole. So that's telling me currently it's still below your lactate threshold. I mean your aerobic threshold. Probably not feeling like it now.
No, it's getting harder, yeah, definitely.
So I reckon this might be around about it. That threshold might be somewhere between the 240 and 270 mark.
So that should be the 70.3 probably, anyway?
No, so 70.3 power, you're probably around about 70.3 power now. Yeah, well, I touch over 70.3 power now. High end power, probably quite a bit more than what you pushed last year. It is. He's ready now.
It's got the pattern down pat.
Blood's coming out faster, must be flowing.
Yeah, as it's warming up, yeah. There we go. Hey, there we go. "20 seconds, we got up to 300 watts, which you test the FTP, that was your
Yeah, just over.
2.5, there we go, yeah.
That's
So your, out of 10, how does it feel?
7.
7, yeah. So that should be around about your aerobic threshold. 3, 2, 1, 300 watts.
have to change gears.
It started to get a bit quick on the last one too.
Ah, fair enough.
It shouldn't, but yeah.
Yep. 300.
Bounce around a bit.
So at the moment, the data's showing that you've got a really, really big aerobic base. And if you do hit your second threshold in this 4 minutes, then essentially it looks like you've got very little space between your aerobic and lactate threshold.
If the sun comes out.
So we might find a big base, a small space between your aerobic and your lactate threshold, or second threshold, and then you might have a big top end as well. In 3, 2, 1, 360. Yeah, so your run heart rate on Saturday average 166.
Fast one last again. Oh no, that's
No,
it.
that was park run.
That's right.
Yeah. So usually you find that your run heart rate's usually about 10 beats per minute higher than your bike, but yours is probably a bit more than that. Probably very efficient on the bike, not quite so much on the run.
Yeah.
Seconds on this one. Pushing. "30 seconds, then we go up to 390. You said you're going to max, so let's do it. You definitely got a little bit more.
It's 10.
It's not 10 yet. 9.5. You got a little bit more in you still. Five, 3, 2, 1, 390 watts. Let's see what you got. Nice, mate. Very strong. Seconds down, keep pushing.
And that's it. Yeah. Yeah.
How you feeling around it, Nova?
Maybe if there was someone chasing.
Not on this bike.
Yeah. A skeleton.
Yeah.
I'd probably run away from that.
Oh, that's good.
Oh yeah, good. We'll do it again.
Tomorrow.
ended up being really good data. Yeah, it probably would have been a little bit higher than that in the end, so maybe something like 12, 13, but it's not entirely relevant to... So when it comes to racing an Ironman or any sort of endurance sport event in particular, that's why it's so important to really control those, the top ends. Like if you're climbing a hill or whatever it might be, you don't want to go above that lactate threshold where possible. Because once you go above it, it's really hard, unless you're really, really well trained and highly trained, it's really hard to bring it back. And like you can see in the data, it just keeps skyrocketing.
Oh, snacks. Need to have some backup.
You can eat up the rest of the house tonight,
Yeah.
Ronaldo.
Well, happy to make another cake for me.
Just close your ears.
You only rode for 50 minutes, you don't need snaps.
I should have done that this morning. And keep running.
What do you think of the test, Ronaldo?
Oh, awesome, yeah.
It's tough at the end, or?
Breathing gets so hard you just can't get enough oxygen anymore. And the legs are going to go a different way.
It's alright. The numbers are good. The numbers will help you hit targets. It really helped me last year, so.
Yeah, just to know where you are.
Having those specific targets to hit really does make a difference, because you can keep knowing where you're at.
Yeah.
Without doing too much, I suppose is the key.
And especially the upper. I like the launch sometimes, 500-700 watts.
Yeah.
Every hit.
No more 2 hour 10, 90k training roads, eh?
Yeah. That's fun.
Yeah, I had fun. That was quite first. Essentially, it looks like you've hit your aerobic threshold somewhere between 240 and 270. So when I do the calculations, it puts that aerobic threshold around about 257 watts. And then you went straight from there and hit your next threshold straight away. 300 watts, which is basically what your FTP test said your threshold was at anyway. There some beats per minute. And like I thought, you managed to hold on another 9 minutes after you hit your lactate threshold, so you got quite a big top end. So you get a really big bottom end, really big base, which is perfect for what you're doing. Yeah, that's right. Quite a good top end, which probably comes from that mountain biking as well. But what you're missing is that space between your two thresholds. So what that would probably mean is over the next 6 to 8 weeks doing a lot of threshold sessions on the bike where you're spending anywhere from 8 to 12 minutes intervals at around 300 watts. So where's your threshold here? So like that 294 to 306 watts, which we were already doing a little bit of anyway.
Bit shorter ones, but like more.
Yeah.
I think 7 minutes was the longest, like 3 times 7 or 4 times 7.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that the optimal time from what most of the evidence and research says is about 8 minutes on, 2 minutes off for those sort of threshold intervals, provided that you can actually execute that. So that's probably what we're going to need to do to add some strings to your bow, because what we want to do is we want to extend that threshold and bring it up higher, so then you've got more space. Because at the moment, like I was saying, you don't have any problems if you're riding aerobically for 5 hours, but what we want to do is we want to make sure that you've got space at the top end that you can maximise those climbs, and you can push a little bit occasionally without going above your threshold and producing into lactate.